Hey riders, what's up? You caught me in the middle of the job, or actually caught myself that I never started recording what I was doing. Today I'm working on a TVR Carisma, replacing an alternator. And I already took that thing out, and I'm just gonna walk you through what I did, and we'll continue with a video. Welcome. Here is a sneak peek for you. A simple alternator swap is apparently not that simple when it comes to TVR. In fact, it almost turned out to be a disaster because of melted wires that I found later on. But that's later. For now, let me walk you through what I just did before grabbing the camera. So, the alternator on the car located in the center of an engine. You see the opening space? That's where the alternator was. It is installed on a bracket, and the bracket is mounted like that, and this is being the front of the engine. So unbolt the tensioner, the main bolt, take out two of the cables, this being a positive, this is being the auxiliary. All mounted here. I did collect a lot of nuts and bolts that were dropped in the center of the engine, and I'm in the process of cleaning it out. The hardest part in taking the alternator out is wiggling it from the engine, and all you gotta do is twists and turns until you find appropriate position to overcome these obstacles and slide it out. The rest should be a piece of cake. Another thing that I'm going to replace is the main fuse. So when the alternator shorted, this fuse melted down. Since the alternator that I got is a 100 amp alternator, I'm going to replace the fuse with a generic 100 amp fuse that being held in place by two 8mm bolts. Here is how our melted fuse looked like before it got melted. And what I am going to do with the new one is bend the legs to match the old one. And you can go full scientific on measurements or full redneck mode like I did and eyeball the damn thing. Fuse replace complete. Moving on to a main event, the alternator. I had to find and buy the thinnest and skinniest 24mm socket on the planet so I could get the pulley off the old one and transfer it to the new, which by the way was used on 95 Land Rover Discoveries. It is time to reinstall. So slip your belt on, slide the mounting bracket onto guiding pins and tighten the Allen key bolts. By the way, at this point, belt doesn't have to be aligned on the pulley. It just have to be in place. Let's get the new alternator in place. And here I should have played Slide to the Left, Move to the Right 1-2 song. But because of the copyrightizations and legalities, I cannot do that. So please sing it in your head while watching in silence. To the right 1-2. And once positioned, find yourself a person with tiny hands, or suffer yourself and insert bolts, put on washers and get those nuts on without dropping, even though you should have plenty of those. You know, the ones that you just pulled out 10 minutes ago. After completing awkward position yoga session, align and tighten the belt. Install wires in the back where the big wire is attached to a bigger terminal on the alternator, and the smaller wire should be attached to a D+ terminal on the alternator. It is now a time to grab your magnet and pull out all the things you dropped and cursed about while trying to anchor that thing. Install battery and intake covers, and you might see the light at the end of the tunnel. That if your battery is charged.
Do me a favor, pay attention to smoke that's coming out, if any. And I'll go start the car.
Fuse replace. Uncheck.
Okay, we got smoke. So maybe the problem is here. Look at this wiring mess. Alright, let me see if I can sort this one out. Alright, let's try it again. Let's check the voltages. And she charges. Yes, good. Oh, great. And since we got hurricane going outside, Hurricane Nicole, I'm gonna end this video here. The next project on the Carisma, probably a blinker cancellation project. I don't know, at this point blinker doesn't cancel. I know it's like photo elements there or something, but we will figure it out. Very happy to see that Carisma lives. November 20th, we are having our first car show at Obscure Ride facility. Information is on the internet, so please come visit us, and she will be displayed there too. Peace out.